Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City of Romulus regular council meeting for Monday, April 10th, 2017. The roll will show that all council members are present this evening. Number 1 is agenda, 2 minutes, 3 petitioner, 4 chairperson's report, 5 mayor's report, 6 clerk's report, 6B treasurer's report, 7 public comment, 8 unfinished business, 9 new business, 10 communication, 11 warrant 17-07, and 12 is adjournment. And motion would be in order to approve the agenda.
So moved. Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Makowski for approval of the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut? Yes. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, agenda accepted.
2 is approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held April 3rd, 2017.
So moved for April 3rd, 2017.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting, which was held April the 3rd, 2017. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Abstain.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut? Yes. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Abstain.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
3 is petitioner, and this evening it is for RZ 2017-001, top shelf zoning map amendment rezoning for 27427 Eureka Road, parcel number 80-141-99-0010-701. And we have our city planner here this evening, Carol Mace, and we also have Mr. Sam Kesto, and he's the applicant. If you'd like to approach the microphone there, sir.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Sam Kesto, the owner of Top Shelf Liquor on the corner of Eureka and Lancaster.
Any questions for Mr. Sam? No questions? Okay.
Just,
Need a motion.
are you planning to reopen everything there? Now, everything is closed, isn't it, right now?
Yes, sir, that's what we're trying to do.
And the property behind there, you're purchasing it, make it to a parking lot, or
We already did.
you already did? Okay. Maybe, already did, oh, then what are we doing here? Oh, okay.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
That-
all right. Motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Mr. Kraut. And this is for the RZ 217-001 top shelf zoning map amendment, was rezoning at 27427 Eureka Road. And that was parcel number 80-141-99-0010-701. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut. Yes. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next time, don't do it.
4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Deputy Clerk Barbara. Tonight, we had a closed session meeting at 5:30, and that was discussing pending union matters. At 6 o'clock, we had a study session, was fiscal year 2017-18 preliminary budget review. At this time, the chair is going to recognize our Councilwoman Abdo.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to make a motion to approve the tentative agreement with the IAFF Local 4126 for a new collective bargaining agreement as presented by legal counsel.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, and this is to approve the tentative agreement with the IAFF Local 4126 for a new collective bargaining agreement as presented by our legal counsel. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut? Yes. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. At this time, I'd like to bring up Don in the audience. He'd like to speak on some issues from the mental health.
Good evening. I'm here tonight because since the last time I appeared before the City Council, I have since been elected as Secretary of the State Progressive Caucus for the Democratic Party. And in that position, I was asked earlier this week to speak at a rally this Thursday at UAW Local 600 in Dearborn, the subject of which is going to be healthcare in general, the ACA, and particularly Congressman John Conyers' recently introduced bill, which would provide Medicare for all. And I'm asking that the members of the council, if you are able to attend, to please come out to this, because healthcare is one of the issues that's of the utmost importance to all of our citizens, particularly here in Romulus. When I was growing up, going through the Romulus schools, if it wasn't for the health clinic we offered for low-income families at the high school, there are plenty of people I grew up with who would have ended up bankrupt from medical debt, having to go to the ER or having to go to a regular physician they couldn't afford. It is vital we do everything possible to make sure that everybody in this community has access to health care, not just the option to buy it, but the ability to actually receive it. So please, if you are able to attend, it is this Thursday night at 7 p.m. at UAW Local 600. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to accept your report.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Makowski, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut? Yes. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, City Council, Treasurer, Deputy Clerk, and audience. Tonight, a quote that kind of ties into the process we're going through, which is the budget, came from a former vice president. It says, "Don't tell me what you value, show me your budget, and I'll tell you what you value." So that's exactly what we're doing. It's kind of looking at your checkbook. What's important to you is where you spend your money. And so that's what we were doing earlier tonight. The next process would be on the 24th is our next study session, public hearing on the 1st of May, and then it'll be on the agenda for City Council to approve the General Appropriations Act on May the 8th. So if you want to be part of that, please come out. The study session starts at 6, and we trying to do a good job walking through it. The next one we'll have the judges from the court, librarian, and we covered general fund tonight. So thank you for that, council, and thank you for finance doing a great job. Some events going on. We have a live report tonight from Jasmine Dancy. Jazz, can you come up and share a few things?
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Jay.
First, I just wanted to thank everybody that came out to the Easter egg hunt and brunch with the bunny on Saturday. It was a beautiful weather and a great turnout, and thank you so much to all the great volunteers, including the National Honor Society. It was a great turnout by everybody, so thank you again for that. So as far as events go, this Wednesday, the Economic Development Department will be holding their second Look Local First business networking session at the Romulus Athletic Center beginning at 7:30 a.m. And the topic of this session will be workforce challenges, so that's open to all local businesses. Just a reminder that city offices will be closed this Friday, April 14th for the Good Friday holiday, and will reopen for regular business hours on Monday, April 17th at 8 a.m. The Romulus Christian Ministerial Alliance is hosting a Good Friday community walk and worship on April 14th, this Friday. Christians of all denominations are invited to follow the cross through downtown Romulus. Refreshments will be available at the Romulus Wesleyan Church beginning at 10 a.m. Parking and shuttle service to the walk begins at 10:30 a.m. and the walk begins at 11 at Historical Park, with the worship service being held at noon back at the Wesleyan Church. Next, the Chamber of Commerce is hosting their monthly luncheon on Tuesday, April 18th, featuring information from Crime Stoppers held at the Embassy Suites Hotel. Also on Tuesday, April 18th, I will be hosting my annual story time as Mother Nature for children of all ages at the Romulus Public Library at 6:30 p.m. And that's in honor of Earth Day. We're going to do a craft, read a story, and have some fun. So please bring the kiddos out to that. I love seeing them. On Saturday, April 22nd, which actually is Earth Day, please come out to the rack for our annual Eco Fair featuring local environmental organizations with free information and giveaways, and that'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Also on April 22nd will be Wayne County's first household hazardous waste drop-off day. This is the first one of the season, and it will also be the one closest for us, as it will actually be held right here in our City Hall parking lot from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And come out for a fun new event also on April 27th here at City Hall. This Get to Know Your Local Government Open House is inviting all new residents out to City Hall to meet and greet with employees, to ask questions, and learn about what services our departments have to offer. This is a free drop-in event and begins at 6 p.m. For information on any of these events, remember to check our website at romulusgov.com and like us on Facebook. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Jess. Now, I do have a couple action items on my report. We'll start on item A if we could, and that is a request that came through Roberto Scapitici, DPW Director, and Steve Hitchcock, Legal Counsel, and that is to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached agreement between the city of Romulus and the state of Michigan for the Wick Road Phase 2 reconstruction. That's going to go from Vinoy to Wickham. And a cost not to exceed $220,100, which is 20%, our 20% match. That has been verified and coming from the capital outlay major roads account.
So moved. Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, and this is for the Wick Road Phase 2 reconstruction from Vinoy to Wickham Road.
Question.
Questions? Ms. Abdo?
Yes, Mayor, before we vote, I would like for you to explain to our audience how the funding went for the completion of Wick Road. We have people saying, oh, we spent all that money and the mall's not coming here. So just what we reiterated during our council, during our
Absolutely, and I know that it might be confusing for somebody at home, but and council knows this, but what we did on Tifa approved through their process some funding for some captures that we're going to sunset in a couple years. So they looked at an opportunity to capture revenue to make investment in the road project. As they started to get into the reconstruction of a very poor road, Wick Road, which we all know is in disrepair, we negotiated with, and I give credit to Roberto and Bob and his team who worked hard with the Great Lakes Water Authority. If you recall, there's a building that's just east of Vining on the north side of Wick, and that's a Great Lakes Water Authority station. They had plans to expand with a 48-inch line for more capacity out towards Van Buren. What we didn't want to do is have Tifa spend money, repair a road, and then have them tear that road up to then go and put a 48-inch line in. So what they did is basically, we got 100% reimbursement. It was a Great Lakes Water Authority project. So yes, the city paid contractors. We got 100% reimbursed through the Great Lakes Water Authority. The Great Lakes was involved, their engineers were involved, went very well. So now we won't have to disrupt that road to let them continue their project. So that's where that came from. The road funding was through Tifa, and it wasn't, and I know a lot of people, because we just did a press release and we talked last week about the outlet mall specifically, it was discussed at length in the Tifa board meeting about this road being done for that whole region. Remember, the outlet mall was like 36 acres. We have 1,000 acres of undeveloped land, plus other businesses that count on that road. We have the brand new Radisson that opened up at Remodel that counts on that road. The other hotels on Wickham and so forth. So they looked at the big picture and thought that that was the best investment, and I agree with them. And that's why that's why this continuation item that's on your report tonight, that's going to take it the rest of the way to Wickham. Some people, when we did construction, said, hey, look, why didn't you go all the way? And it was designed to be a two-phase project, so that's what's before us tonight. The other common question I get is who came up with that design? And I know it's a different design. People were allowed to turn left in the past, and that design was engineered specifically for the development in that area. The only part of it that tied to the outlet was just their curb cut, as you recall, on the south side of Wick, just east of Vining. So the rest of it, that was designed by traffic engineers for that. I know it may be a little bit of a new direction coming out there where they're seeing different signs and different signals. They're functioning now. It's they've guaranteed us as engineers that that's the best design that they could come up with for that area based on the traffic flow that's anticipated in the future. So hope that helps.
Yes, thank you.
Ms. Wadsworth, did you have any?
I was about to ask the same question.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes,
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. The next item is B, and what you have before you is a request that came through Lynn Conway in purchasing, J.D. Settles, Public Safety Director, and this is to concur with the administration and award ITB 16/17-06 to the lowest bidder, Clyde Armory, Inc., for the purchase of 4 patrol rifles and accessories for the Romulus Police Department, the amount of $6,850.76, and those funds are verified and available in the state forfeiture capital outlay.
So moved.
The motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut. This is for a bid award ITB 16/17-26, and this is for the Romulus Police Department patrol rifles. Any discussion? Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut? Yes. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski? Ms.
Yes.
Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
yes,
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. The next item, C, as you recall, this came before you a prior week. There was a corrected amount, so what I'm asking for, there's 2 different motions. The first would be to concur with the administration and rescind that action you took on Council Resolution 17-093 for RFP 16/17-03, and that was on the April 3rd meeting, and then the second action after that. So that would rescind it, and then the new action would have the correct amount.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I'll make the first motion to rescind Council Resolution 17-093.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, and this is for the rescinded, administration rescind Council Resolution 17-093.
Mr. Chairman, if you recall, that number doesn't sound familiar. This was for body and vehicle cameras that came through approval. That's what the item was.
Okay. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut? Yes. Ms. Abdo?
yes,
Chair votes yes, and motion is approved.
Thank you, Council. And the second part of that is to concur with administration and award RFP 16/17-03, and that is the correct bid amount, which was actually $128,689 to the only bidder, Digital Alley, for the integrated chest and patrol dash cameras with the management system, and still coming out of the same fund.
So moved for RFP 16/17-03.
Been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Mr. Kraut, and this is concur with administration and award the RFP 16/17-03. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
yes,
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. The only probably thing I would say on that question about the Wick Road, probably the best thing to the general resident is no general fund dollar spent. Simple as that. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report, and there is nothing to report under the clerk's report this evening. So we'll go to 6B, the treasurer's report.
Good evening. I do not have anything to report as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
And 7 is public comment. This is the portion of the council meeting where the audience may address city council. If you would like to speak, please raise your hand, and when recognized by the chair, approach the podium and state your name and address. We ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. If council needs to address your comments, they will do so under number 8 on the agenda, unfinished business. And we have no written comment, requests this evening.
Any comments from the audience? Yes, we have.
Hi, my name's Amy Benchich. Did you say, list my address?
Yes, please.
Okay, 9643 Washington Street. And Mayor, going on what you said about financial responsibility, being on Washington Street and then Ronald Street, I'm not sure if this is where I should be addressing this or not, so forgive me. But that whole subdivision, Essex, Champaign, I've been here only 3 years, but every spring, new potholes that get larger and larger, and I'm shifting left and right every few feet to avoid them, and it is a hazard, and I would like to not have to financially put money into my tires or drift off into the ditch, because I'm getting pretty close to the ditch to avoid the major potholes. And so if we're able to invest money into Wick Road, if it's possible to invest also in our subdivisions, I think that'd be a good financial responsibility also for just not being able to back out of your driveway into a huge pothole, because they seem to be larger than they were last year and a lot more, and especially Ronald and Washington. That intersection is just, I think it's just a massive amount of potholes, so I don't even know how to turn sometimes or go straight through it. So I didn't know if I was supposed to address that here or who to bring that up to, so I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? No other comments from the audience, so we'll close out that part.
Number 8 is unfinished business.
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, a little bit on the, local streets, which is near and dear to my heart. After last year, we worked really hard to try to get initiative to get some road funding. We basically get out of the general fund what's called Act 51 money, and it's allocated by number of miles and population of the streets. Unfortunately, and that comes from part of the gas tax. Unfortunately, that amount that we get from the state doesn't basically cover snow plowing and salting. So what we're trying to do is find a way to address local neighborhood streets. That's kind of what we worked hard last year, trying to give some opportunities. Came close, but not quite. So to your point about the roads are going to continue. Now we will make a note of it and try to coal patch, but that's not the solution I think you're kind of referring to, and a lot of neighbors refer to as their expectation is that we're going to be coming out and doing repaving and so forth. And as we go through the budget with council, they see as well, there's really not nearly enough capital improvement being put back into our infrastructure. So for roads, we're trying to do the best with the patching. The funding that was allowed for in that other area on Wick is not available for us to use in neighborhoods for the local streets. So that's why we were trying to come up with some other solutions for it. But point well taken, and we'll try to get out and do some temporary patching with the coal patch. But the best long-term solution is to put a maintenance program together with funding that will repair roads, because as time goes on, and we shared with the public last year and meetings and with council, the longer you go without doing permanent repairs, the worse the problem gets, unfortunately. And our crews do a good job. Our DPW workers, they're hard at it. They try to, but coal patch is not really a long-term solution. So we'll make sure we get them out there on the coal patch. But the best thing our community can do, and I'm just, from my perspective, my view is to make the commitment to put roads, road repair, road maintenance, road reconstruction. It goes back to my quote: put your money where your budget is and what your priorities are. And right now, there is absolutely no money in the general fund for that type of repair. I think when I first came on council in the late 90s, there was some general fund that was being used for those local neighborhood streets, but since then, there really has not been any funding available. So when you hear things in the media that the state says they solved the problem and they've got more money and they raised some license fees and other things they're talking about some of the other roads. They're talking about monies that went to state highways, counties. Now, we do participate in a cost share of some of those, but that doesn't go to Washington and Ronald Street and Romulus, unfortunately. So, sometimes you hear those things that they fixed a problem in Lansing, but they really didn't fix it for our neighborhood streets, quite honestly. So I do appreciate, and we'll try to get out and get that on our list to patch, but hopefully that will help not just this person, but someone else who's maybe thinking their street is in disrepair also. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Number 9 is new business. 10, communication.
Pardon?
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth?
I can real quick, it's on May 12th, it's the Ebola-thon for the Romulus Animal Shelter. We're looking for boulders, we're looking for anybody that wants to donate prizes. Everything that we take in goes directly back into the shelter. Thank you.
Mr. Abdo?
Yes, I received this in my mailbox, and Mayor, I think you probably did too, concerning the injection wells. All right, it was from Sunoco Oil, and they're saying that they're looking for comments on 3 proposed injection wells. They say they're in Taylor, but I'm looking at this map, and this map clearly shows it's in Romulus.
Is that the salt brine? I have not received that. I'd like to get that, but
Mayor, I just
is it? Okay.
went over.
And I'm just wondering, first of all, they're saying it's in Taylor. Well, it's on Inkster Road, just
It's in
shy of Ecorse. It's definitely in Romulus.
It's in the Sun Oil on the west side of Inkster Road, and that circle is everybody that has to be notified of it.
If our residents have been notified of it.
I'd like to get a copy of that. I
Okay.
did not receive that, but I know that they were doing some things with underground storage of petroleum products and salt brines. I'm aware of that, but I don't know if this is the same or something different.
It's a non-hazardous injection well, and I didn't know if it was in the same place, and if our residents have been notified, because they're calling for people to give their
And
feedback.
who did that come from?
EPA?
EPA? Okay. I'd like to get a copy of that. No.
Is that in
Thank
your-
you.
Here. Thank you.
Thanks.
Number 11 is warrant 17-07.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate?
I'd like to adopt a resolution that we pay warrant 17-07 in the following amounts. General Fund, $50,459.89. Major Street Fund, $10,899.99. Local Street Fund, $4,707.48. Cable TV, $337.55. Street Lighting Fund, $45,700.78. 911 Service Fund, $906.56. Narcotics Forfeiture Fund, $21,098.01. Library Fund, $3,270.88. DDA is $606.84. Tiffin District 2, $229,000 and $363.75. Court Building Construction Fund, $19,250. Tifa Vining Road Construction, $11,376.25. Water and Sewer Fund, $381,544.06. Motor Vehicle Fund, $12,282.71. Technology Services, $9,548.24. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $4,302.01. Revolving Fund, $1,528.50. Current tax, $108,815.03. Payroll Fund, $4,112.79, and for a grand total of $920,111.32.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Mr. Kraut, to pay warrant number 17-07 for $920,111.32. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 17-07 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Mikowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut? Yes. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you.